Football is a 20th century technological struggle.
And what I seen was this whole raft of people a-setting on these two banks and looking at one another across this pretty little green cow pasture.
Football has hitting, clipping, spearing, blocking, punting, late hitting, unnecessary roughness, and personal fouls.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 4 of Stanley County Monday Night Football. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, Brian Carter, Carter Video Services. We are here tonight at RN Jeffrey Stadium as the North Stanley Comets host the West Stanley Colts, who we see practicing behind us, getting warmed up for tonight. They are 2-0 on the season. Big win over last week over Southwestern Randolph, as you saw on Monday Night Football. More than 500 yards on the ground, nearly 600 total yards of offense in that 46-7 game. West Stanley, obviously, Jordan Poole is going to be a huge focus, number 3. He has had back-to-back 200-yard games to start the season, leads the county in rushing yards. And on the other side, we have the North Stanley Comets, 0-2 on the season. They were off last week after their last action on the field, lost to Piedmont 24-0. A very young team's got some young stars. Luke Shaver at quarterback, Christian Barber at running back. A lot of young faces in a lot of different places. But they are looking for some new leaders to step up, and they are looking to start to make their mark in 2019. We'll be back with the head coaches. Another great Stanley rivalry game on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Back here on the pregame show on Stanley County Monday Night Football with West Stanley head coach Brett Morton. Coach, let's talk a little bit first about last week. Nearly 600 total yards of offense. I know there's a lot of things that a lot of things you can be happy about from last week, but what are some of the things you've kind of worked on this week, even with that kind of an output?
I mean, we're just continuing to focus on getting better each week. Our assignments, what we need to do, the way we need to do it. I mean, that's always our focus. We get their looks, and we line up and we go as best we can what we can do.
And I don't think the defense has maybe gotten enough credit for what that they've done in the past 2 weeks. One offensive touchdown allowed to Albemarle and to Southwestern Randolph. What has this defense shown you so far this year?
These guys are out there having fun, and they are playing fast, and they're playing physical, and they're having a good time, and they're getting off the ball, and I mean they're really enjoying themselves right now.
Talk about this matchup. How do you feel like the Colts match up with North Stanley?
I mean, I think we match up well. I mean, there's things we can do to negate what they do, and there's things they do that can negate what we do. So, I mean, it should be a good game.
Does it just come down to basically who can execute on both sides?
Who can execute and who's willing to go in there and get it.
Thank you very much, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be back with North Stanley head coach Scott Crisco. Back on the pregame show on Stanley County Monday Night Football with North Stanley head coach Scott Crisco. Coach, let's talk a little bit about the off week. What have been some of the more critical things that this team has had to work on?
We had to work on our run game. Our run game the last couple of weeks hadn't been like we wanted to. Bye week coming at a good time, but it's always a little difficult to bye week. Just trying to figure out how you're going to practice. You don't know. You really know what film you're watching and all stuff like that. So what we focused on was just fixing some couple of things, fixing some little technique things, stuff like that.
What would you say some of the defensive focuses in the last 2 weeks?
Defense focus has just been really building on what we've got, our momentum. I mean, we've really been well on our run game, stopping the run. We had to work on our pass a little bit, pass defense, and we got burned a couple of times early in the first 2 games. So really try to work on that.
Talk about this matchup against West Stanley. Obviously, you see Poole's numbers and you see what he's done, but there are other weapons on this West Stanley team as well.
Yeah, and that's what we keep telling them. Of course, we got like everybody else, you got to stop Poole, but once you stop him, you can't relax. There's always somebody else coming. There's always going to be another counter coming your way or a dive, and we just got to work on that.
What are the keys to a victory tonight for North?
For us is getting our offense clicking. If our offense clicks, letting our defense stay off the field a little bit, I think we'll be fine.
Thank you very much, Coach. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the kickoff on Stanley County Monday Night Football.
It's personal. It's personal.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stanley County Monday Night Football. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, Brian Carter, Carter Video Services. Say hello, Brian.
How you doing out there?
You're supposed to say hello, Brian. You don't get
Hello,
19 years and you don't get the gig yet? Oh, my goodness. 19 years we've been working on that gag and it still doesn't work. It is absolutely a gorgeous night for football here tonight at RN Jeffrey Stadium.
We were worried about a little bit of rain earlier, but it has held
don't
off.
say the word. Oh, that's
I
bad
know,
luck.
knock on wood.
But I love
It'll
so
be fine.
far. Yeah, so far it's been really nice. Temperatures have been very cool.
Yeah, the captains are on the field, and let's see. They're going to do the coin toss here, and let's see who has the ball first.
This is going to be an interesting game. It always is, too. North and West always brings us a lot of drama.
Oh, big rivalry.
Last year, I believe, was 1 point, if I remember correctly. Even the coaches have camo shirts. That's amazing. Okay, well, the coaches' shirts would have to match the
Here comes a traditional.
the North Stanley unis as they're
walking
wearing the camo tonight. Yep.
Yeah, walking down the.
Walking down
stadium
through
aisle.
the Comet Faithful. Led by one of their captains, number 10, Dylan Udy. Dylan Udy is really one of the hearts and souls of this team. No question about that. You know, earlier, Brian, in our pregame, we were out there on the field, of course, and North Stanley had something written on their shirts, I believe. Something about it's personal.
It's personal. I
believe it was a remark that that Coach West Stanley head coach Brett Morton made last, and it just shows that people are watching.
I know.
People are watching.
It's personal. So
It's personal.
It's personal.
So
It
it is going to be personal tonight. North has won the toss.
I'm surprised if that's not on their banner out there.
It may be. You never know. Yeah. North has won the toss, and will defer. It would be North's banner if it was going to be on anybody's. The Colt Crazies and the Comet Crazies both forming a tunnel for their particular constituents. So West is going to be moving right to left across your television screen, and we'll get the ball to start this game. So we will get to see Jordan Poole.
Let's see. I can't quite see what's on their banner.
Jordan Manshak and company. North here to remind you.
Y'all
Who the real dubster is, I believe is what it says. I love the creative messages when it's something nice and not, whatever. But
the Colts are hyped up.
I love the fanship between these two schools. Here come the West Stanley Colts. West 2-0 on the season. Did not get to play their first game, but have back-to-back wins to start the season. Of course, we have seen them the past 2 weeks with their wins over Albemarle and Southwestern Randolph.
That was a convincing win, 46-7.
Certainly was. Here come the North Stanley Comets.
Wow, sounds like an NFL crowd out there, Charles.
In 19 seasons, Brian, we have watched these pregame rituals kind of develop. with the tunnel and the flags and all the kind of different pomp and circumstance that we get. Sorry, a little too much ambient audio there. I got you.
I got you now.
But we have seen the pregame rituals kind of change for these schools, and they've become so much more ornate, more intricate.
A lot more pageantry to it.
A lot more pageantry to the games, no question about it. North Stanley 0-2 on the season, a place that they have not found themselves in very often in the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, this is unusual territory for them.
For the recent success of the team, it is odd territory for North Stanley. A very young team. So 22 is going to be kicking off. That's Dawson Hunt. And back to return, I believe, will be Jordan Poole on the near side. And on the far side is number 21, Austin Stoker. The 57th meeting, if my memory serves me right, between these two schools. No two county schools in Stanley have played each other more in football than North Stanley and West Stanley.
That's a lot of history.
Gentlemen, let's roll. Low end over end kick. Stoker's going to take it. Oh, he drops it, picks it back up at the 15. Trying to find some room. Now cuts back to the near side. He's got a little room, got a block in front of him. And he's going to go down around the 30, and one late tackle comes in. No flag forthcoming. So the return goes out to just shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where West will take over first down.
By all inclinations, he should have been down about 15 yards before.
That is, yes, you're absolutely right about that.
He got away from that.
First and 10 for the Colts. They will run the double wing offense. It's going to be Logan Little will get the first carry of the game. And Little will get out to the 33, so give him about 3 yards and bring up second down and 7. Well, if there's a counterbalance, for West Stanley and for Jordan Poole, it's that man right there we have seen so far, Logan Little, and he is an important part of this offense. Here's Poole's first carry, trying to find some room on the outside. What a job by Joseph Benfield just to slow Poole down, and then gang tackled by the left side of the Comet defense.
That's unusual to see.
Joseph Benfield really initiated, though, that particular play. So give that young man a lot of credit for the play. The ball, there's a penalty down, and it will be a personal foul against North Stanley. So his good effort is going to be wiped out on the penalty.
That'll be 15 yards on the first down.
Yep. So the personal foul against the Comets will put the ball at the 46-yard line, and it'll be an automatic first down. So instead of facing third and long, West gets a new set of downs. Of course, Jordan Manshak, the quarterback.
Yeah, Manshak was our player of the week last week.
Hansen is the wingback on the other side. Twins left this time. Fakes to Poole. Now Manshak will keep cuts up the middle. And he gets hit hard around the 50-yard line.
Hit hard.
By, I believe, Cooper Hogan.
Yeah. Shoulder pad came out.
Jordan Manshak with the right over the middle. Tackled by number 13, Cooper Hogan.
The gain will be into Comet territory of about 6. Will bring up second down and 4. And it's what we've said before. Everybody wants to stop Poole. Everybody is going to key on him, but you can't key on him to the detriment of forgetting some of the other people that are out there.
When you got Logan Little out there.
Well, Logan and Jordan and others, and even the passing game that has shown some effectiveness. But West Stanley is going to want to keep the ball on the ground as much as they can. 2 minutes are already gone in this game, and West wants to play ball control. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and now a bad snap, I believe. And this will, let's see what this will be. No, it might have been offsides against North. It is.
Offsides against North Stanley.
I was looking at the snap, actually, and I thought that there was some sort of problem with it, but this should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, Manchac was able to draw him off.
Moves the ball to the 43 and will be a first down. So 2 first downs already for West in this game, both coming off penalties. Manchac wants to throw. Now he's going to throw short, complete to Little. Little's got a first down, and he will go out of bounds. Shamar Watkins with a tackle.
Yeah, he was wide open.
It's completed. Tackle by number 10, Shamar Watkins.
He'll mark the ball down at about the 26, which would be, of course, another first down.
First and 10, Colts.
First and 10 for West Stanley. 9:20 left, opening quarter. This drive started at the Colt 35 and is just outside the red zone. Poole lined up at the wing on the opposite side. Now comes to the near side. Will get the toss pitch. And he overruns one player, or at least scoots past him. Grayson Louder will make the tackle.
4 yards. Brings up
And gained about 4 yards.
That'll bring up second down and 6. Well, this is the first game we've seen Jordan not break a touchdown on his very first carry, because he has done that in back-to-back games. Second and it's a long 6. Little up the middle, big hole. Ball came out. Did the ball come out?
I guess West Stanley recovered.
It did. They did. Number 54 is on the recovery. That's Alvin Hutchinson.
Number 65, Zion Good. Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Colts.
That could have been a nice break for the Comets.
Nearly was, but a heads-up play. 3rd down and it's about 3 now. Twins right this time. Here's Poole. Puts his head forward. He's got a first down. Maybe. I take that back. I thought he had leaned forward, but I think he's going to be a yard short.
Brings up the Colts 4th and 1.
And I believe this is 4-down territory for West Stanley.
Effort. I think you're right, Charles. I think spot's not quite right.
Well, I think the spot is actually pretty good. I thought he might have lunged after his knee touched, which wouldn't
that's true.
Which wouldn't count, and that's what I think they were probably calling there, if I had to guess. Poole on 4th down, trying to turn to the outside, and he's got the first down, and he'll go down around the 14-yard line.
Not a touchdown, but that'll be good enough for the first down. Stop the chains with 59 to go.
Good enough for a
59 to go.
First down, tackled by number 3, Isaiah Flores.
Actually, check that. I believe it was Cooper Hogan again on the tackle, but that'll be a 1st and 10. And now West is in the red zone at the 14-yard line. They've run nearly 6 minutes. They're at 5 minutes, 15 seconds of possession so far. Poole fakes. Now we'll go the other way. Manchac wants to roll. Is looking for towards the end zone. Oh, through the hands of Will Barbie.
Intended for number 7, Will Barbie. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Oh, he had him, and he put it right on his hands. Just couldn't come up with a catch. Clock stopped now, 6:31 left. Opening quarter. An absolutely beautiful, cool night.
Yeah. Be great if we could see it's a harvest moon tonight.
Just about, yeah. Fakes to Poole. Poole was not there, and now Manshak goes straight forward. I don't know if that was a designed. It looked like it might have been a designed draw. They'll give him about 5 yards, maybe 5.5. It'll bring up third and about 5. West Stanley is in no hurry to run plays, and really they're in 4-down territory the whole way through here, I believe.
Oh, I agree totally.
They did not try any extra points last week, of course. Yeah. Or last 2 weeks, as I recall.
So 2-point conversions.
Twins left this time. Fakes to Poole, gives to Little. Little's not going anywhere. North stacked the pads nicely that time. And 50 made the play. That's Kevon McCray. So they kind of went away from their bread and butter. And now fourth and they can get a first down. It's 4th and 6
now
actually.
The Comet defense is holding firm.
Yes, they did, and this will bring up an interesting decision here. 4th and goal. What do you run? If I'm West Stanley, I would venture a guess that Jordan Poole you want the ball in his hands.
Yeah, Poole in motion.
It's Little anyway, and Little off the side, and he's not going to get it. He did not even. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Not good enough for a first down. Brings up a Comet. First down.
Turnover on downs. Back to the Comets.
7 minutes. A 7-minute drive to open the game and no points.
A great job by the Comets defense on that.
Did a good job there, absolutely. They didn't buy on the fake for Poole, and they stuck with Little. Luke Shaver, the starting quarterback for the Comets. We'll get a little motion, gives up the middle before Christian Barber gets the run. I believe we have a flag before. No, we have a timeout. North Stanley called timeout. We'll take one with 4:54 left, opening quarter. So the Comets will start 1st and 10 from the 10. From the 4 wide set. Oh, a high snap goes over through Shaver's hands. He has not fallen on it yet. Has West Stanley come up with it? Yes, they have. It's a touchdown. Number 33, wow. Gavin Hudson recovers the bad snap in the end zone, and the Colts get the touchdown. They were denied one play earlier.
And the fans are going nuts over there. Well, they couldn't get the touchdown on offense, but they sure did it on defense.
They sure did. And Gavin Hudson, who had 16 tackles last week in the win against Southwestern Randolph, comes up with the football.
They haven't put any points on the board yet.
And West will go for 2, as they did last week. Play clock is down to about 9. Manshak straight ahead.
I think he may
waiting
have it.
for a signal. Yep. I saw the one linesman. Yes, that is good for the 2-point conversion. So West Stanley takes an 8-0 lead. We'll be back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, Brian Carter, Carter Video Services. And the defensive play,
short kick,
going to be taken by one of the up men, Cooper Hogan. And Hogan's got some speed across the 40 down to the 43. But what a turn of fate happening on that particular play, Brian, for North to be able to make the stop and then turn around and have a bad snap.
You know, I was thinking at the worst that was going to be maybe a safety, but
Well, and that's one of those times, you have to just fall on your sword there for a safety is the best thing that can come out of that, or knock it out of the back of the end zone.
True,
or something.
And number 33, Gavin Hudson, he was Johnny on the spot.
Well, he was one of 4 players. He came up with it. Here's a nice run by number 28. That's Christian Barber. He got tackled by Jamarquis Morrison. They'll put the ball at the 46, make it second down and 7. But really, the bad snap is what caused that. And
that was a way high snap.
And that was also coming out of a timeout. Shaver wants to throw far side, complete to Hogan. Hogan, nice to avoid one tackle. Does not avoid this. Oh, he does avoid 2 more tacklers, but finally goes down and believe in the hands of Morrison again.
Oh, tough kid.
Luke Shaver's pass completed to number 13, Cooper Hogan.
Only a gain of about he avoided 3 tackles, but he didn't get a chance to move upfield particularly. So only a yard gain will bring up 3rd down and 6. 3:45 left in this opening quarter. The Colts ahead 8-0.
Yeah, the Colts defense, they were just in hot pursuit from the very beginning. Very quick, very fast.
Watkins comes in motion and gets the jet sweep, and he's got some room to the near side, but he runs out trying to cut up he tried to cut inside, and I don't think he was. He felt like, I guess, he could move to the outside. So he gets down to the 49, but it's going to bring a 4th down.
Yeah, just past midfield.
It's up 4th and 3.
Brian, did you see the pursuit of West Stanley on the left side of that line?
Yeah, like I said, very quick.
That jet sweep is designed for somebody to go very quickly down the line and come across, but he just couldn't find room to maneuver. 22, Dawson Hunt going to be punting the football. Stoker is back for West Stanley, staying around the 10-yard line. Snap is good this time.
Nice kick.
A short kick that will take a North Stanley bounce and roll inside the 10. A nice bounce down to the 6-yard line.
Excellent. Yeah, give that man a pat on the back.
Brought down at the 6-yard line.
Definitely. All the way down to the 6.
Took a great North Stanley roll.
With 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the opening quarter. North goes 3 and out. Has only had, and what's funny is, they had that first call. They had called timeout just before they had snapped that first play.
Yeah.
And that snap was fine, but then the second one was not. And it had caused a situation that we are currently in right now in this football game.
I know what you're thinking. When are we going to see Poole have a breakout? That offsides.
Manshak keeps it on the right side, gets a first down, and scoots out of bounds for.
I'm surprised we don't see a flag.
I don't see any penalty markers down, as you say, but
First down.
they'll mark the ball at about the 18-yard line, and it will be a first down.
Well, I guess on that occasion right there, if the penalty flag had been thrown, I think they would decline it, don't you think?
I do. 38 yards, 10 carries for West Stanley. They're 1 for 2 through the air for 17 yards. First and 10 now from the 18. The play clock down to 10. West taking as much of the 40-second clock as they can. Hansen this time gets a nice block on the outside, several blocks actually, and we'll get some positive yardage to the right side.
Daniel Hansen brings up 2nd and 2.
A gain of 8 will bring up 2nd down and 2 at around the 26, 27 yard. Actually, it looks more like the 28. And this is when West Stanley becomes dangerous, when they're able to get 4 and 5 yards a carry and just slowly move the chains and grind games down.
See Poole in motion.
Here's Poole, cuts back up the middle. Oh, does get out of the hands of 51 Grayson Louder. but he got enough of him to knock him to the deck.
Just got a hand on his jersey, enough to pull him down.
The gain is good enough for a first down, but it saved a lot more.
Number 3, Jordan Poole taken down by number 51, Kayvon McCray. For another Colts first down.
1:21 left, opening quarter. A very fast opening quarter.
Poole in motion again.
Fakes to Poole, now throws over the middle, looking for Black Morgan. It's through his hands. He had Benfield right on his shoulder, but
It's like it's right in his mitts.
yeah, it was there. It was that very quick little pitch and catch that you run as play action.
Austin Stover. Flag on the play.
And there is a penalty marker down. A illegal shift against West Stanley will be declined.
Ball start. Offense.
I believe that's the first penalty of the game, but it does not cost West any yardage. We'll leave it second down and 10. Twins right this time for the Colts in the final minute of this quarter. Offensive line has been getting a good push for West so far. It's Poole. Gets some blocking. Look out! Oh, one man slowed him down. I believe it was Louder again.
Still on his feet.
No, excuse me. It was 42, Nathan Reyes. And I'll tell you, he won't get. Dylan Udy got the tackle, but if Reyes doesn't shoulder him, he doesn't get that. He's gone. If he doesn't even just slow him down just a little bit like he did there.
Yeah, they've been able to contain Poole up until this point right here. But Poole gets in a rhythm, and we've seen it week after week when we've covered West Stanley. Getting that rhythm, there's no stopping him. I want to get a stat from you about how many yards he had last week, because it was pretty incredible.
It was around 250, as I recall. That's another program for another day. Manshak, they were stripping at the football. The ball did come out, but he will be called down.
Jordan Manshak brought down by
Give Dylan Udy a lot of credit. He was in there just swiping away at the football.
the line of scrimmage, brings up second and 10.
So no gain on the play, and it wasn't a fumble because it happened.
And I do believe we have a timeout, Charles.
No, it'll be the end. Actually, we have reached the end of the first quarter.
The end of the quarter, okay.
We'll be back with the second quarter. Fight with the score right now. West Stanley 8, North Stanley nothing on Stanley County. Monday Night Football. Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, Brian Carter, Carter Video Services. Flip the field, and West has it second and 10. Here's Poole. Kind of ran into one of his teammates in the backfield. He didn't really get up to speed there that time. It's going to bring up a third down and long.
Definitely tackled by a plethora.
Well, he really got tackled by, yes, they did finish the tackling, Brian, but the point is that he actually looked like he ran into Little or somebody else in the backfield, and that slowed him up. But then North Stanley
couldn't get that momentum.
North Stanley was able to surround him at that point, and then the plethora did what they needed to do. 3rd and 11. Manshak going to throw. Oh, he's got time. He's got a man wide open. Will Barbie got it. 15, 10, 5, and down to the 1 yard line. We'll make it the 2.
Jordan Manshak's pass complete. Number 7.
Good pursuit by, I can't catch the number, to save the touchdown. Number 10.
That
would be Shamar Watkins. Watkins saved a touchdown, at least for the moment.
The Colts are very dangerous right here.
And we saw, of course, the first week of the season against in the East Rowan game. We saw North Stanley have some problems. We talked to Coach Crisco in our pregame, and he had mentioned, the pass defense is something that North has been trying to work on. 1st and goal now from the 1 yard line. Poole off the left side, leans forward. He's in. Touchdown, West Stanley Colts.
There you go.
Jordan Manshak's handoff complete to number 3, Jordan Poole
I'm just going to take a wild guess here, Charles. I think they'll go for the 2-point conversion. Well, I'd like to get a look at their kicking game, and we just haven't.
So a 2-point conversion will be attempted.
They've had a lot of success with their 2-point conversions.
Now, see, that looked like Jordan Poole moved to me. Now, I saw him doing it a little bit last week. Yeah. He sort of flinches and then goes. Not every time, but a couple of times, just because they're working on the timing of.
I called it on the Comets.
That's interesting. I don't know the exact. What the exact call there should be. But it just seems to me that he sort of flinched.
I was about to say Manchek just taking it himself.
Manchek straight ahead. He's in. 2-point conversion is good. 10:54 left in the first half. 16-0. West Stanley over North. So Jordan Manchek's pass to Will Barbie sets up a short 1-yard plunge for Jordan Poole. And it's a 16-0 Colts. Now taken at the 25 and just nowhere to go. Good coverage.
Number 33, Gavin Hudson.
I believe that might have been Elijah Daniels, number 9. I believe that's who it was. Had absolutely nowhere to go.
We'll see if the North Stanley offense can light a fire up under them.
They've only had one possession in this game, and we've already played. If my ad skills were any better, I can't add particularly, but 13 minutes and 11 seconds of football, and they've only had one possession. Shaver trying to get around the end. Going to run out of real estate.
Loses yardage.
I think he's going to lose a few yards. Maybe around the 20.
Number 11, Luke Shaver's run.
Around the 23 or so.
Good for a no gain. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Well, there'll be no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Flag on the play.
And now there's a penalty. I did not see that penalty marker and a player down.
Yeah, looks like West Stanley.
For West. 34 looks like the injured player is Ian Morgan, senior D-end. I'm not sure if Shaver was actually trying to. I'm not sure if Shaver was trying to.
Yeah, I didn't see the injury, how he got hurt.
I did not either. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll be right back on Stanley County Monday Night Football.
Comments. Penalty is declined.
Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. The Morgan was down for just a couple of minutes and is now going off the field under his own power, but obviously very much favoring one of those legs.
Yeah, Coach Morton, he cares about his kids.
Oh, no question about that. And
he's the first one out there, and he's helping them to the sideline.
And I think it's very safe to say, and knowing the 4 football coaches in Stanley as well as I do, that they all really care for their kids. Not any one more or less than another, just it's always nice to see in situations like this. So North Stanley now has it 2nd and 10. 11 minutes left. Oh, another high snap. Shaver turns. Throws incomplete, maybe just a little low, and there's a flag comes in.
There's a flag.
Intended for, 21 is Clayton Shue, but if the flag is for pass interference, that's going to be an interesting call. Let's see what that will do. Perhaps saying the West defender got there, and it is pass interference.
I don't know. I was on top of that, Charles. I didn't really see that. It seems like they got to the ball about exactly the same time.
15-yard penalty, good enough for a comment. First down, brought to you by East Coast Wings and Grill.
Well, out to the 38-yard line. And it is an automatic first down. It's the first down of the game for North Stanley. 10:30 left in the first half. Comets now trailing 16-0. Little motion to the near side. Barber hits the line hard, gets through. The linebacking core, or level, if you will get him around the 41.
Brings up 2nd and 6.
They will mark it at the 42. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Only the second carry of the game so far for Christian Barber. Barber is, of course, the player that Coach Crisco told me during my interviews for the previews that should, it had DJ Roan and or Cam Davis not started last year, he would have started last year as a sophomore. So he is a very talented running back on this team and an integral cog of North's offense. I think we may have a shirt tail out on Shamar Watkins. It is Dylan Udy, and he lines up in the slot. 2nd down. Barber off the right side. He's going to get close to the 45. Still going to be a couple of yards short. Jessup Bowers that time with the stop. Actually, they'll mark him. That's not a great spot. I thought he got a little further downfield.
Oh, no.
I thought he was closer to the 45, 46-yard line, but they will mark it back at the 44, and it'll bring us up 3rd down and 4. Oh, another high snap, hangs on to it. Off the end, the first tackler does not get him, but I believe that was Hudson.
Third, dude.
I think Gavin Hudson made the tackle that time.
Behind the line of scrimmage brings up 4th and 6.
And this will be a loss, and it will be a punting situation to the back of the 42. So Barber actually did a good job of getting out of the way of one tackler, but did not miss.
They opened up a hole
avoid
for
the
him,
second and third. They did. Once again, Dawson Hunt will do the punting chores, and Stoker standing around about the 18-yard line. Snap is right on the money and just gets it off.
Almost blocked.
Good pressure. It's going to be a much shorter kick. It's going to take a West Stanley bounce and roll right out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So only about a 20-yard
down to the 40-yard line.
Mark it at the 41, actually.
That's where the Colts will take over. 1st down.
So only about a 20-yard punt that time.
And the Colts enjoying a 16-point lead here. 8:17 to go in the second quarter.
Colts are right now in control of things. Defense once again, and it's the defense that's doing the job tonight, which has done the job actually the last 2 games as well, but is also doing a terrific job tonight. Only 2 net yards for the Comets on offense so far. And now we have a penalty marker down, and I believe we have delay a game against West.
False start, West Stanley. Brings up 1st down, 15.
So it'll move the ball back to the 36, and it'll be 1st and 15. West Stanley now has 74 yards on 16 carries, but they've got 63 yards through the air, 2 of 4 passing.
Wow.
That play action has done some work tonight for West. And Manshak's going to throw again. Oh, he's in trouble. Got it in trouble. Now trying to get out of it. Trying to bring it around the outside. He's going to lose yardage and slide down on that tarp on the far side of the field by J.P. Porter. It will count as a sack.
Brings up a second.
Almost looked like a late hit.
I don't think it was a late hit as much as it was sort of they just sort of slid mutually, kind of slid out of bounds. And the ball's all the way back to the 32. They'll bring up 2nd down and 19. Poole trying to turn the corner, has to turn up the middle because of the lateral pursuit. You can see what North Stanley is trying to do, Brian, to stop Poole. No gain on the play either.
Yeah, the Comets are doing a good job so far here early in the game to contain Poole.
They're keeping him in the middle of the field, and what they're doing right now is they're trying to cover the ends is what it looks like to me. Third down now and 19, 7:31 left. Fakes to Poole. Now Manchak trying to run. Avoids a couple of tacklers. He's going to get a minimal yardage, but it will bring up most likely a punting situation.
Number 1, Jordan Manchak, brought down by number 12.
Good stop. Good stop by the North defense.
Well, good pass rushing set up that stop for the Comets. That's their second stop of the game.
Yeah, I already see some hands on the hips by the defense here. They've been moving around pretty quick trying to contain Poole. They're getting a little tired.
The defense has been out there for a long time for North in this game.
You know that telltale sign.
Yep, it certainly is. Little rugby-style punt this time. Going to take a north bounce at the 43, 44-yard line.
So this puts the Colts in pretty decent field position, and I'm sure the Comets would like to get some points on the board before this half is over.
6:39 left in the first half, as you say.
Yeah, put the roses back in their cheeks.
They have just one first down in the game. They have not gained a first down, as my memory serves. First and 10 for the Comets with 6:39 left in the first half. Shaver wants to throw. A little screen pass is complete to Shamar Watkins. Watkins is not going anywhere, though.
Luke Shaver's pass complete to number 28, Christian Barber.
I think that might have been Poole on the tackle. I couldn't really see. So lose a yard back to the 43, and it makes it second down and 11. North has not been able to find a lot of offense in this game so far. West has done a good job of pursuit.
I know, they're just quick to the ball.
Looking to throw again. Now gets away from pressure momentarily. No, he does not, and just sort of flings the football. Is it a fumble? Is it a pass? What is it? Whatever it is.
Could they get him for intentional grounding?
Well, that's what we're waiting. There is a penalty marker down. I believe that's exactly what's going to happen.
That was.
Yeah, that's going to be intentional.
Just to take the sack.
I believe he would have been
intentional grounding,
and that is intentional grounding for sure.
It's like you're not going to get away with that. I mean,
no,
that's pretty obvious.
And that's a spot foul from the 29. It's a 5-yard penalty on top of the yardage lost back to the 24.
Illegal touching.
Second down and a whole lot. Oof. That's second down in New London practically. Second and 30.
Got that right.
Brings up third in a country mile.
His country mile is right. In fact, Coach Carter said that absolutely correctly. Give credit to West's pass rush, which has done the job.
Shaver and shotgun, looking to pass.
Loads it up, and it's incomplete.
Dangerous pass, double coverage.
Well, he threw it the one spot where he really could. The pass was no good, looking for Daniels. And it brings up third down, but honestly, it's better to miss that one long in that case because the West safety pushed up instead of pushed back. Now, if he backs up in defense in coverage, that's a real problem because then it becomes just a center field catch. An old can of corn, as we say in baseball parlance. Third down and about 30 now. They got to get to the West 46. Oh, it's a 4th down, excuse me, and they'll punt. Or they must have. Stoker with a nice return here is going to go out of bounds, probably around the 46 or so.
Number 21, Halston Stoker.
We may have a penalty marker down as well. Just waiting to see what.
Having a little discussion.
Holding against West on the punt.
Walking back, Colts.
We'll mark it back to the 40-yard line.
You know, we're in the middle of September now. It's getting near fall, and it was like 90-something degrees today.
Yeah, did not feel like fall for sure. But
I'm ready for
but
the
I'll say
football
this.
weather.
I'll say this. It feels like more fall-esque tonight. As we got here with the sun hiding behind the clouds, it certainly isn't as hot as it could have been. As it could be. And I believe West Stanley is going to take a timeout. We'll take one and be back with 5:22 left in the first half. 5:22 left in the first half. 16-0 Colts with the lead. He has bounced hard at the point of attack, and he's going to lose yards.
Anthony number 42, Nathan Reyes.
Reyes is what is the word you're grasping to say.
Reyes. I'll think of Dr. Zayas Reyes. Okay, I can remember that.
Yes, folks, he's not the best color man in the world for nothing. 2nd and 11. Clock continuing to move. Under 5 now. Little up the middle this time, and a little more room, no pun intended, to the 44. Gain of about 5.
Yeah, the offensive line, they opened up a nice hole for him. Picked up about, 5?
I'd say 5 yards. I'm bringing up 3rd down and 6. But North Stanley is actually doing a very good job of containing the Colts so far. They've not been able to break a lot.
That scoreboard at this time could look a lot different.
Well, really, that's a defensive
defensive
touchdown up on the board. So,
True, that's right.
Manshak wants to throw.
Got time.
Got a man open again. Barbie, and just get it. Did he get him? Yes, he did. Oh, what a catch by Barbie at the 29. Pass was maybe just slightly underthrown, but I think it was about the only way he was going to be able to complete it.
He was able
from
to come back to the ball to get it,
Exactly. So Manshak's arm has done some damage in this game.
Offensive line, they give him plenty of time to throw.
He's getting a lot of time to throw.
Oh.
He's now 3 of 5 for 89 yards.
Very respectable.
Manshak looking to throw again. He's got Poole this time. 25, 20 around the end, 10, 5. See you later. Touchdown, West Stanley Colts.
Well up to the left side, touchdown Colts.
Yeah, see, Poole got this will be his first touchdown, right?
No, it's his second. His first receiving touchdown. Second touchdown overall in the game. A 30-yard variety.
Oh, he's finding that rhythm.
3:38. It's 22-0. And West again will go for 2. Twins left. Manshak keeps it. Oh, good lead block on the left side. Got him into the end zone. Absolutely.
A nice run by Manshak, but that was blocking all the way.
Nice block in front of him.
I saw that right on top of it. Nice blocking.
24-0. 3:38 left. We'll be back. $24-0. North Stanley is in a 3-touchdown deficit right now.
And you still got another half of football to play, but I know North would like to put a few points on the.
A fumble on the kickoff. Does pick it up. It's trying to. I don't know if he was trying to lateral or what there, but Elijah Daniels was sort of behind the 8 ball almost immediately.
I don't know, with 3:31 left in the half, Charles, what would be your strategy right here to play it safe? Or, I mean, they need to get points on the board, but you don't want to do anything foolish.
Well, North will get the second half kickoff.
Okay. Well,
so I think you kind of want to, if you can build a little something with 2 timeouts, try to put some passes in the air and see what you can do. Barber up the middle this time. Lawhon.
They opened up a hole for him, but like we said about the Colts defense, they're just quick to the ball.
Lawhon and Bowers on the tackle, yes, and you're absolutely right. They're just very quick to the ball. And now the Comets moving a little quicker. Gain of about 6 on the play brings up 2nd and 4. North will go split backs this time. Barber, nothing doing this time, leans forward. Travis Wilson was in on the stop along with several others.
Number 28, Christian Barber, the runner in the middle, brings up 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd down and 3. Third and about 3 now with 2:39 left. Split backs once again for the Comets. 3 wide receivers. Barber will go motion. Oh, another high snap. Barber gets the screen pass, avoids 1 tackle, does not avoid the 2nd and 3rd. And Gavin Hudson leading the pack again that time.
Number 24, Kyrie Dykes.
And there's a penalty marker down as well. Because I believe that pass was to Kyrie Dykes. He's short of the 1st down. And he actually lost 2 yards on the play. But it's going to be holding against North, and that will be declined. And they'll bring up 4th down and 4.
Kind of wonder what that North locker room, what Coach Crisco's going to say to the guys at halftime.
Another good kick this time by Dawson Hunt. Stoker's going to take it at the 34 and get whipped down to the turf with a little exchange of pleasantries and greetings afterwards.
I don't think he appreciated that none too much.
I don't think he did either. And if you're West Stanley, I think you play this one probably conservatively.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to congratulate our North Stanley women's volleyball team.
With 1:46.
9-0. They will play again this Wednesday against Mount.
Did you hear about the volleyball team? 9-0.
It was in the newspaper earlier this week. Yes, I have. I was there for that win there.
How did you know that? Oh, that's right. You're the sports editor.
Oh, that's right.
You might need to know. You might need to know those kind of things.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So be sure to pick up Stanley News and Press and newsstands everywhere, and
online at the
one day I will subscribe.
snap-online.com.
It's a lot cheaper if you get a subscription to the Stanley News.
I will sell you a subscription if you let me. I've only tried to sell you for 10 years.
I'm going to.
Oh, jeez. Let's take a timeout and I'll try 30 more seconds to see if I can get him to say
everybody,
yes.
You're missing out on a lot of news.
On a news subscription. We'll be right back. No go on the subscription. 1st and 10 for the Colts now from the 35. Going to toss it to Poole. Poole spins away from one.
That was close to a
high tackle, close to a face mask. He's going to get down to the 39.
And he's slow getting up.
Gain of 4 yards, brings up 2nd and 6.
And Poole has actually been fairly much contained, only 41 yards on 9 carries. West Stanley has 81 yards on just 22 carries, but they have just ground this game to a halt.
You know, Poole's just a workhorse. I don't see how he's just a tough young man.
Certainly is. They're going to toss sweep, and before that, we've got a false start against West.
I think if I was out there, you know, I'd probably have an oxygen tank on me right now. Yeah, false start West.
Forgive me for saying this, Brian, but if you're out there playing football for West Stanley, it's desperate times for the Colts. I'm just going to say that. Not because of West, but because of you. Okay? Under a minute now.
Hey, I was pretty good back in the Stone Age. You know?
Yeah, that's when they played.
Barney and
that's
Fred,
when you read on stone tablets. Now Poole wants to throw. Fakes, and now he will throw, and it is all. Is it picked off? It's very close to being picked off.
Oh.
Cooper Hogan had a great shot at it.
Yeah, he's beside himself about that. He wish he would have picked that all. Oh, he's beating himself in the head. Yeah, it's like it's
bring up 3rd down and 11. Clock stopped with 45.8 seconds left.
I guess he feels like he just should have had that, but
he had a good shot at it. And I think the ball was just slightly underthrown a little bit, just slightly.
Yeah.
I'll have some halftime stats coming up for you in just a few minutes. We want to thank all the folks at Stanley Community College.
Oh, absolutely. Michelle, Andre, Mark, and all the gang.
Now, it feels like, you know, tonight's Disney night. We saw the cheerleaders are dressed up as in the Mouseketeers.
That was just adorable.
So you were just doing the Stanley Community College Mouseketeers rally there. As what a hit. A nice catch and completion, but a nice shot by Joseph Benfield.
Called down by number 14, Joseph Benfield.
And North Stanley is going to call timeout. He actually saved a first down there.
Yeah. 24-0.
And North will call timeout with 30 seconds to go. We'll be right back. So it was actually West Stanley that called the timeout. That is their last timeout. 30.9 seconds left, and they're going for it. 4th and 1 from their own 45. Fakes now gets a first down. A beautiful play and a whole lot more. 40, 35 tackled from behind at the 33. The clock will stop to move the chains with 23.9 seconds left.
Manchak he's the running quarterback, but definitely.
21 yards on that gain. Now West Stanley is going to either have to clock the football, and I think that's what they may do.
Yeah, because they're not through
the clock
yet.
is running. 17.5 seconds left.
I think they're wanting to put some more points on the board, Charles.
It certainly looks that way.
2nd down and 10 for the Colts.
They're at the 35. They have time for maybe 1 or 2 more plays, just depending on how fast they can get downfield and clock the football if they need to.
No more timeouts, right?
No, they're out of timeouts for the first half. Fakes to Poole now, wants to throw. Nice block to keep him alive, but almost a dangerous play.
Number 53 was right in the vicinity.
Jamarian McCoy was like manna from heaven coming down right in front of him. That's every lineman's dream, is a ball.
It almost happened.
Throw like that. Let me take that thing and run with it. He just missed it.
Almost came true.
It almost came true for him. And we'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Like you said, probably one more play.
Twins left this time.
This looks like a Manchak's probably going to go to the air. Do a Hail Mary.
He's going to throw. Throws short, and it's picked off at the 30-yard line by number 7. That's Gabe Hogan.
Pass intercepted by number 7.
They need to put a few more seconds on the clock.
Brings up a Comet. First down. East Coast Wings and Grill.
So with a couple of seconds did run off the clock, and I believe that might be part of the discussion for the officials.
Yeah, I would say at least 3 or 4 seconds.
So the first turnover of the game, I believe they are trying to get a message up to the scoreboard, and that's, I think they're trying to add 2 seconds. And I think somebody hit the wrong button. It was showing 6 seconds. I think they're trying to put 8 seconds back on the clock, but that has not happened as of yet. Now they'll just run the clock out, and the pass is complete to Watkins. Watkins, oh, what a hit by Poole at the 40-yard line. So is that the final play of the half? I guess it is. So we have reached halftime here at RN Jeffrey Stadium. West Stanley has dominated in this opening half, and they lead 24-0. We'll be back with stats and more. He's Brian Carter. I am Charles Curcio. And this is Stanley County Monday Night Football.
What am I going to learn?
Students will learn construction safety, basic to advanced equipment operation, grades, drawings, environmental concerns, heavy equipment design characteristics and features, equipment maintenance, and common equipment systems. These skills will prepare students to efficiently operate heavy equipment such as dozers, loaders, excavators, and backhoes, and to perform basic preventative maintenance on most types of heavy equipment.
What are my career choices?
Graduates of this program may find employment in state and local government agencies and private contractors engaged in highway or other construction activities.
Why Stanley Community College?
At Stanley Community College, we feel that college is not the ultimate destination. It's a place of discoveries that equips you with knowledge and skills to journey on toward a rewarding and successful future. Call us today to schedule a campus tour or visit us at stanley.edu to learn more. Stanley Community College, we are changing lives.
The Associate in Arts and Associate in Science degrees are fully transferable degrees at SCC. The University Transfer Program can be your bridge to North Carolina universities and most private colleges. The Associate in Arts degree is the right choice for future education, social science, liberal art majors, or for a professional school that requires a strong critical thinking and essential skills background. In most cases, if a student wishes to attend a university, the Associate in Arts degree is the best degree to pursue. The Associate in Science degree is the best choice for future engineering, math, science, or technical majors. Some university-bound nursing students may also wish to pursue an Associate in Science degree. Our advisors and faculty care about your success and are ready to help you achieve your dreams.
Why Stanley Community College?
Here at Stanley Community College, we feel that college is not the ultimate destination. It's a place of discovery that equips you with knowledge and skills to journey on to a rewarding, successful future. Call us today to schedule a campus tour or visit us online to learn more. At Stanley Community College, we're changing lives.
We're back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, Brian Carter, Carter Video Services, Bad Moon Rising. Indeed, a beautiful, what did you call it? Harvest Moon, I believe you said? Blood Moon.
Yeah, Harvest Blood Moon.
We are back just about ready for the start of the third quarter. 129 passing yards for Jordan Manshak on 5 of 10 with 1 interception, 1 touchdown. But West only has, when I say only, 122 net yards on 23 carries, which is a very normal 4.4 per output. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But it's not been what West Stanley has done so far. So North has done a job containing them, but has just not been able to generate any offense. 9 net yards on the ground, 28 through the air.
And we're just about ready to get this second half of football ready to go. And we're off.
Short end over end kick, going to be taken at the 28-yard line. Cooper Hogan still on his feet, getting twisted, turned around.
Number 13, Cooper Hogan.
Yeah, number 42 was in on that tackle, Logan Lohan.
Hagen Lohan. I don't know what you just said.
Well, I'm having to look at the roster.
What? Would you like the lights on for that?
No, that would help. Thank you very much.
Why would I turn the lamp?
Down, there we
go.
There we go.
Let there be light. Fine. So it'll be, before we get the snap, we have a penalty marker down. I believe a false start going against North.
Oh, and he had a nice hole.
So if you give me just a second, I will check. I will give you a few more of our halftime statistics.
Yeah, the offensive line really opened up a hole for number 20.
Barber tries to bounce to the right side, and Poole just lowers his shoulder into him right at the 26. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play.
Again, as we said, North Stanley only 2 first downs in the first half, and one came on a penalty. As we said, total net yards 37. West Stanley had 231.
That's pretty lopsided. Penalties were 4 of 35 against West Stanley, 4 of 40 against North. Passes complete this time, and close to a first down. He's got one. Shaver found Benfield for a first down. And they did on the tackle, Mr. Gavin Hudson, 33. He always seems to be around the ball, doesn't he? He does. He really has a nose for it. So, a first down for North Stanley, only their third of the game. Just underway here in the third quarter. Snaps look like they're just a little high, sort of consistent. Oh, that pass went through the hands of one guy.
Almost went into
Poole's hand. Right into Benfield's hands, actually. Poole was right there as well. Both of them, I don't think either one expected that ball to get that far.
Downfield. I'll bring up second down.
You can definitely sense a urgency on the Comets' part to get back in this game.
Well, and West Stanley dominated time of possession, 15 minutes and 38 seconds in the first half to 7 and change for the Comets. 2nd and 10 now. Better snap this time, and it's once again who's leading the pack. 33. That's Gavin Hudson once again.
And off number 28, Christian Barber.
Barber will lose 5 yards. It brings up 3rd down and 15. And I just recently learned this week that Gavin Hudson is the son of Matt Hudson, who played for Coach Jack Gaster for Albemarle during the 90s.
Wow.
So
the years start to creep up on you, don't they?
Yep, 3rd and 15. Shaver throws, and he's got a man. Dykes, 21 is actually Clayton Shue.
Still a little short, about a yard shorter.
Maybe 2 yards.
The first down.
4th down.
It'll be 4th and 2.
I'm going to assume. Are they going to try to go for this?
I think this is a
kind of a no-brainer.
I think it is well, I don't know if it's a no-brainer, but I think it's a situation where you need to go.
Yeah.
You're down 3 scores. West Stanley has controlled time of possession, line of scrimmage. But Barber just got stopped right up the middle.
And who's in on the tackle?
Hudson was in there. Also 42, Lawhon. An inside blitz. West Stanley just busted right through the line. He did not have a chance at all. And with 9 minutes and 29 seconds left.
And Hudson, you can just tell by his reaction after that tackle. He's all psyched up.
West Stanley's defense has done the work and continues.
And I think Hudson took a well-deserved break.
Twins right this time. Little up the middle. He's going to get a couple of yards.
Into Comets territory.
Looked like Chance Freeze might have been in on the tackle for North. A gain of about, they're going to give him 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 9.
And I believe the Colts, you'd probably agree, they're going to take advantage of that 42nd.
Well, they're going to take every second they can from that, absolutely. Little right side, big lead block from Poole. 1st down and more across the 40.
Hand off to number 20, Logan Little, for a run at the left side.
Now stop the clock, move the chains.
First down.
Gain of 12 and a 1st down. And the word that comes to mind for West Stanley is methodical.
Yep, that's a good word for the evening.
I mean, and actually for the last 3 weeks that we've seen them. You know, when they are able to get 4 or 5, you know, they haven't broke the big play tonight as much. They had a long pass for a touchdown,
really.
but they really haven't needed to. North has contained the big play, but is giving up too much per carry. Little gets 5 more yards to bring up 2nd and 5, and it's such a long season, Brian, that you want. As a coach, you want to be able to use your most important players, but you don't want to overuse them either because it is such a long season.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is only 4th game of
a 12-week regular season, plus, you know, hopefully playoffs for your team. Manchak's going to keep it this time.
Got a blocker.
Got a blocker in front of him. Nice lead block. 25 and down to the 23. I think it was 53. Connor Tucker. 53. 5'10", 222-pound junior. And it gives West another 1st down. 7:28 left in the 3rd. 24-0. Going to be Hanson this time. Hanson cuts across the middle. Freeze will get him after about
like he was
3.
A little shaken up on that play.
3 yards, brings up 2nd and 7.
Again, just using every bit of the 40-second play clock. I think that play clock is going to make a bigger difference than people want to believe, especially if your team are able to run the football effectively. Pass a big little 10, 5, and he's out of bounds inside. Looked like inside the 5-yard line.
Logan Little.
Well, it's been the Logan Little show on this particular drive.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 50-50 drawing.
Down to the 3-yard line, so 1st and goal for the Colts.
3013. Again, 515-3013.
First and goal from the 3. Colts leading 24-0. Manshak wants to throw. Near side, Poole gets around the end for the touchdown. West Stanley Colts.
Just like that. Nothing fancy, just
solid football right now.
solid, and what you said, methodical football.
They've avoided a lot of penalties. They've avoided turnovers. Except, the one turnover they had came at the end of the first half. So they've avoided turnovers in bad situations. And
Johnson, the winner of the 50-50 raffle.
So it's going to be.
Let's guess. Are they going for 2?
30-0. Yes, they're going for 2. A low snap this time. Manshak's going to try to do something with it, but he's going to get buried on the left side, so the try.
And there is a flag on the play.
Oh, there's a penalty marker down, but so before we take a break, let's see what the penalty marker is.
Personal foul, face mask against North Stanley.
So this try is not over just yet. Yeah, so face mask against the Comets will make it half the distance to the goal from the original. They'll just move it up about a yard or so. And we'll give West another chance. He did not. He came up short. So with 6:29 left in the third, 30-0 in favor of the Colts. Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football, Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, and Brian Carter, Carter Video Services, 30-0.
Commanding lead by the Colts.
Another short kickoff taken by, I think, Hogan once again, who had his legs taken out from him at the 37.
Kickoff fielded by number 13, Cooper Hogan. Ball to be placed on the 42-yard line. First and 10, Colts.
Nathan Reyes.
You said it right. There you go.
Yeah, on the tackle.
Close enough. I think you got it. First and 10 for North from the 37, down 30-0. Fakes a give to the running back, and it's going to be a short pass complete to Shu. That's
Hudson again.
Hudson again with a tackle.
I think somebody's making a play for
player of the week. Yes, yeah. He certainly is. Gain of 2 brings up second down and 8. I'd have to look back into my records to tell you the last time that North Stanley shut out a team, and I'll try to do that as quickly as I can while doing about 8 other jobs simultaneously. Shaver throws over the middle, complete. It's picked off at the 48, and it was to Jordan Poole, and Poole gonna just jog this one out of bounds to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you definitely tell he's kind of slowed the jets a little bit. Didn't want to put on any heroics.
No, he was playing center field there.
And we have North Stanley there on the sideline.
Out of bounds at the 21, and we'll check the injury as well.
Can't catch the numbers. 28, number 28. Christian Barber.
5:35 left. Man, Christian Barber is not somebody that North Stanley can afford to lose. He is.
Well, if you look on the top running backs, Charlie, it looks like it cramps probably. That looks like.
First and 10 for the Colts now from North, 28-yard line. Little off the left side. The ball came out, and
down by contact, I believe.
Shamar Watkins was convinced that he had gotten a fumble, but the officials did not agree.
Second 9, Colts.
A gain of only 1 to bring up second down and 9. First turnover of the game for North Stanley. Before that, Shaver was 7 of 11, now 7 of 12. Manshak going to throw towards the end zone.
Well, that was anybody's ball.
Oh, that was it was hard to see. And really was sort of, as you said, a 50-50 ball.
Taken for number 81.
You know, number 10, Shamar Watkins, he had a beat on it.
Watkins had a beat on it, but so did Brack Morgan for West, and I'll bring up third down and about 9. Clock stopped with 4:50 left in the third. Third down and 9.
Taking their time.
Little straight, excuse me, that's
Hudson.
Hudson straight up the middle. He gets very close, and a late flag comes flying in as well.
I'm telling you, Hudson's making a name for himself on both sides of the ball.
It certainly is now with that carry, but let's see if there was a hold or something.
Doing those Larry Zonka moves, you know.
Illegal touching against North. Which will probably be declined.
Yeah, you would assume.
And it'll be first and goal at the 3-yard line for the Colts.
Illegal participation. First and goal.
Illegal participation.
Illegal participation. First and goal for West from the 3. 4:25 clock moving now in the third. Cool, left side. I don't know my right from my left. There's a
touchdown.
Helmet on the ground from one of the North Stanley Comets. And Cool is in for a touchdown. And there are no flags. Touchdown, West Stanley Colts.
Yeah, Watkins, number 10, lost his helmet in the play. Let's try going for that 2-point conversion again.
36-0. I don't think he got it. 33 Hudson put his shoulders forward, but he did not get it. So with 4:14 left in the third, it's 36-0.
Score: Colts 36, Comets 0.
Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Before the whistles, before the kickoff, we have whistles. Excuse me, I'm not sure that they were either ready for play or they may have been offsides. 36-0 is the score.
Offsides.
And it will be offsides. Dominating performance.
And we're off to the races again.
A little deeper kick that's just going to go straight out of bounds and will come out to the 35.
Kick is out of bounds. Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's against West.
Well, it's technically a penalty to kick the ball out of bounds, but it just comes out to the.
Yeah.
I think it's the spot of the. Yeah, it's an illegal procedure, basically. Yes. The ball will come out to the 40, I believe. I believe that's right. Or maybe it's the 35.
We have an excellent crowd over here at North. We have some real faithful fans.
Very, very big crowd tonight.
Rather silent right now.
Highly, silent, but in a sort of satisfied way, I believe, with the way that things are going on the scoreboard. Or excuse me, I said that backwards. Not satisfied with what's on the scoreboard. I had my sides mixed up somehow. Please don't send me cards and letters. I get confused, okay?
Your closet's
I just hear people running back. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?
I know your living room, the last time I saw, was getting filled up with letters and telegrams.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thanks for that. I really appreciate that. Telegrams especially.
You get a lot of hate mail, don't you?
First and 10 for the Comets at the 40-yard line. Shaver near side.
Ooh,
nice catch by Hogan. It gets away from one. Tries to spin, but is not going to get any further. And the forward progress will give him about 6 yards.
Number 13, Cooper Hogan.
And I don't know if Hudson made the initial tackle, but he was right on it. He's right.
He was certainly in the vicinity if he wasn't.
He's been moving around so much on both sides of the ball. It's like he's bound to be tired by now, but he's just a workhorse.
And speaking of that, I believe Cooper Hogan is the player down with cramps. It's sort of a humid night. It's not super hot necessarily, but it is. There's a heaviness to the air.
Yeah, I'm sure they try to keep those players as hydrated as possible.
No doubt about it. Shaver through the air is 8 of 13 for 68 yards, but 2 net yards rushing on the ground.
2 yards.
North has just not been able to run the football at all.
No, blitz.
Exclusively going to the pass now, and overthrown. And look who was looking for another interception. Jordan Poole was about a half a step away from that one.
He could smell it.
He made a good. He actually broke on that ball almost immediately. And we'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Little motion to the near side. Shaver fakes, now throws. He's got him. Oh, just out of the hands of Watkins. He would have had a first down at the 42.
Watkins had it in his mitts.
Certainly did. They'll bring up 4th down.
He looks like he wish he had that one back.
And it looks like Dawson Hunt coming out to take care of the punting chore. You know, Brian, while we have a quick lull, it is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and there are several awarenesses this month. Chiari is also one, and I always mention Chiari because
we need to be aware of that. There's plenty of kids.
Well, I always mention Chiari malformation awareness because on September because of my beautiful wife, but also September being Gold Ribbons for Childhood Cancer Month. It's a very important cause, and
absolutely.
I'll talk more in a second. This punt he ran into the punter. There's a flag down. The punt will go dead at the 24-yard line. Now this is interesting. I think this is going to give North a first down. If he threw a penalty, running into the kicker is 5 yards. They only needed 4. I believe that's going to be a first down.
So if this is running, not roughing,
it doesn't matter. I don't think because it's 5 yards is all they needed for a first down.
Yep. Colts.
That's what
break on that one.
16th birthday shout out to number 9, Elijah Daniels.
Well, we're waiting to see if North will take the penalty.
So it breathes new life into the Comets.
So yes, it does. It gives a first down to the Comets.
Puts them right into Colt territory.
Throws near side and through the hands again of Watkins. And a late flag comes flying into the backfield at the 44. I wonder what that penalty is about.
Against North Stanley.
And there's a hold. So this should mark the Comets back for that particular penalty marker and put the Comets back into their own territory. Looks like they're marking it from the North 49 back to around the 39 or so. Oh, I take that back. That penalty's even further back, way back to the 35. See, this is the problem with these spot fouls, Brian, is that with them, you lose yards that you're not even going to show up on a box score because you weren't penalized. But it's where the foul occurred. Shaver far side looking for Shoe, incomplete. But anyway, as I was saying, it is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and I always tell you Team Tate at the end of our podcast because of my wonderful little nephew who's doing much better. I thank you for all the comments, folks, that you have sent to my family about that. What I want to do, there's a family that we have been friends with called Landon Story. It's on Facebook. Landon has passed away, and I want to express my condolences to his family and to everyone involved with that, because it's just a very sad situation. Big run this time for North Stanley, straight up the middle. I mean, one of the best runs of the night, and that was Kyrie Dykes.
I would say you're absolutely right.
Which you should always say, no matter what the situation, sir. We'll bring up third, yes.
So we have a nice breeze coming into our booth here.
Dykes again gets a nice block, gets knocked out of bounds at the 45. He's going to be short of the first down, but it's a much more manageable first down.
He's up 4th down, 6 yards.
Yeah, folks, I wanted to say, if you don't know, at the end of our post-game show, at the very end, Charles will refer to his wristband that says Team Tate. And if you didn't know what that means, that was for his nephew, who's battling leukemia, I believe.
Yes. Will be in treatment for another few months as well. Throw to the far side, complete to Shoe. Shoe gets away from one tackler. He's got a first down. And the Comets convert.
So that brings some life back into the Comets and the Comet faithful up here.
So that'll be 1st and 10 from the 37.
East Coast Wings and Grill.
Under 2 minutes. Throw to the near side to Hogan, complete. Hogan with a great spin move. Oh, if he had broken that to the outside, he had a lot more room. He gets whipped down hard by Jessup Bowers.
To number 13, Cooper Hogan. For another Comet.
And Hogan is down to the 25, and this is the best drive of the night for the Comets by far. Only the 5th first down, I believe. That's 5th or 6th first down of the game for North.
Yeah, so the Comets are showing a spark here late in the 3rd quarter. Minute 38 to go.
Going to throw again and just out of the reach of Shoe.
11, Luke Shaver's pass.
Might have hurried that just a hair. Bring up 2nd down.
Seems like the timing's a little off between Shaver and his receivers tonight.
Well, he's made some good completions, but a couple of those timing patterns, as you say, like you say, have just been maybe just a little slightly off. Clock is stopped with 1:31 left. Colts leading 36-0. This is the 57th meeting all-time between North Stanley and West Stanley. High snap, gets it down, completed. Oh, what a shot. Delivered by, I believe, Lawhon, and he offers his hand to number 3, Taziah Quarles, who does not take it.
A little jawing back and forth there.
A little exchange of pleasantries and greetings and such, and down to the 18, 17-yard line to bring up 3rd down and 2. And before the snap, we have whistles, and I believe West Stanley has called a timeout. We will take one with 1:01 left in the 3rd. So the best drive of the night for North Stanley continues, 3rd down and 2. Ball resting at about the 17-yard line. Oh, the right guard flinched.
That was number 51.
That was Grayson Louder. And that will make 3rd and 2 a slightly more difficult 3rd and 7. 8th penalty of the game against North for 65 yards. West has 6 penalties in the game for, I've already closed the screen, I think 45 yards. maybe 50. Shaver trying to roam. He's got him, man, and just overthrew him. Oh, he was in sort of a no man's land, if you will.
Yeah, he was just wanting to, he was in hot, Colts were in hot pursuit, and he wanted to get rid of it.
Well, he was in a spot where he was, he drew the defender, do you run, do you throw, do you run, do you throw? And then when the defender came at him, he tried to loop it, and he just put a little too much underneath it. He had Roach open.
That's one thing, being a quarterback in any league, any division,
yes.
You just got to be a quick decision maker.
4th down and 7. Little toss to Watkins.
And I believe.
And a fumble.
The West Stanley Colts have it. Big number 75.
Pass is ruled incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs.
So the Colts recover. That looked like it was a reverse sort of happening, but it was a fumble out of it.
Getting kudos from his fellow players.
Well, he recovered the fumble, but either way, it was going to be. It was a turnover. It would have been a turnover on downs, at any rate. So. With 51.3 seconds left, West Stanley bends but does not break. Anshak wants to throw. Looking for Barbie. There was a little contact between him and Shamar Watkins at around the 45-yard line or so. Bring up 2nd down. You could see a little, what obviously the officials must have determined to be incidental. But there was a little contact between the two. 36-0, and I was just I'm looking at some of the recent results in the West Stanley North Stanley series, and there's West has actually lost 6 of the last 7 games to North Stanley. So this will break part of that string as well. Poole off the right side's got a couple of nice blocks. Spin move up the middle, and he's going to get down around the 27 or close to around the 30.
Gain is 6 yards, brings up 3rd and 4.
So 3rd down and 4 for the Colts in the final 20 seconds. The Colts do not have to run another play if they don't want to. They're sort of looking to the sidelines.
With Coach Morton probably wants to just let it run out and head on to
West will run a play. Looked like North was offsides. Manshak's going to get a 1st down. 35, 40, 45, and into Comet territory. Right at the 50-yard line, and that's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've reached 3 quarters of play here, and the other 3 quarters of play here at Orange Jeffrey Stadium. West Stanley 36, North Stanley nothing. We're back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. My computer decided not to play music. That's fine. So we'll just come right back in. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press. Brian Carter, Carter Video Services. 1st and 10, and Poole's going to lose a yard.
And on to number 3, Jordan.
Back to the West 49. It'll bring up
second and
11. Poole has not had the big numbers that he has had this season.
Well,
he still had solid numbers,
but
he has had solid numbers, but
no
not
need for any heroics or do anything.
But not the 500 yards that or such that we saw last week.
Got to keep him healthy if West Stanley's got a chance in the playoffs. If that happens,
Play action once again. Little toss to Hansen. Hansen gets out of bounds, going to get a few yards. That play took a little time to develop, but it actually turned out better, I believe, than it initially looked like it might.
So 3rd and 6.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about 6, maybe 7 yards. One more score by West Stanley, and we will have a running clock because it would be over the 42-point mark. Yeah, the last time that West Stanley shut out North Stanley,
I'm very curious.
Was 2002, 21-0.
Wow, that's a while back.
And that was, I think that was even before. When we have a timeout on the field, we'll be right back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football, the injured player, it was injury timeout actually. Cooper Hogan, who's been a warrior in this game, comes off the field under his own power, but he is taking a physical beating in this game, no question about it. And he's going to be an integral part of North Stanley's team. So 3rd and 7 for the Colts, up 36-0. Play action, the Pool. Going for it all. He's got a man there and just a little too far in front of.
Had a little bit too much mustard
Hansen.
on that.
Daniel Hansen.
Going to bring up 4th down and 7. I guess this will be a punting situation.
6.
36-0, and as I was saying, it's been since 2002 was the last time West shut out North. As a matter of fact, North Stanley went about 85 games during their recent successful years without being shut out, and the first time they were shut out was the playoff loss last year to Tarboro, 28-0. And then they were shut out in week 2 to Piedmont, and right now they are being shut out as well. The punt was from number 53, Connor Tucker. It's going to roll inside the 20 to about the 16.
So the Comets take over with quite a bit of real estate to cover. 36-0 with 10:55 to go in this 4th quarter.
The passing game has started to find a little room, some effectiveness. North's best drive of the game just came a few minutes ago. And we were talking about that. Was one of the other thing I wanted to share. We were talking about Poole's rushing numbers, and he's actually not the leading rusher for West tonight. Jordan Manshak is.
Breaks one tackle.
Pass was complete that time to Taziah Quarles, and Quarles gets out of bounds.
Brings up 2nd down and 2.
A gain of 8 will bring up 2nd down and 2. At the 24. Now North working very quickly. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Oh, and he's hit. Is it a live ball?
I think so.
Poole is going to fall on it like it is.
His arm was not coming forward.
It's going to be the determination. It is a fumble.
Yeah.
What? I did not see the number of the player that hit.
He just brought his arm
back to throw. Yeah,
and so his arm was not in a throwing motion.
And he got crushed.
Yeah, crushed is a good word. It's like I don't think he saw that coming.
He did not see that coming. I'm almost
didn't see that.
It looked like a blindside hit is what it looked like. 10-17 now left in the game. Now West with a golden opportunity in the red zone to put another touchdown on the scoreboard. Poole with a little delayed give, trying to get around the corner.
Just one man to beat.
No, he's going to get some help, and Poole's going to lean forward. He's going to have a first down, I believe, but he does not have a touchdown. He will mark the ball right at the 5, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 5.
And I think Poole's coming out. He's going to stay in. No, the coach is making him come out. He got up, and Poole got up a little gingerly from that last play. I was right on top of him.
Well,
and he was wanting to come back in, but I think Coach Morton said, hey, you're coming out for player 2.
Which one cannot blame, of course. Hansen now tries to turn the corner, gets knocked backwards, and he's going to lose maybe a yard or 2.
Defense with a takedown behind the line line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
So it brings up second down. Actually, they will mark it as no gain, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Manchek is he's in trouble.
Manchek's in trouble again, and whoa. Dylan Udi that time, and Manchek sort of grabbing at his. I believe there's a flag down. There is. We may have a face mask. Yeah.
Yep. Against North.
Call the field as face mask.
Costly penalties.
Well, that would have a loss that would have complicated the Colts situation. But instead, half the distance to the goal will put the ball right at the 10. Second and goal now from the 10. Hard count, and 5 more penalty yards are going to be assessed on that particular play, I believe, and it will be. Move the ball down to the 5-yard line, 8:24 left. $36-0. Poole goes in motion and gets the toss sweeps. Got Hansen blocking in front of him, but Poole tries to cut back, cuts right into the teeth of the defense.
Just short.
He is just short again.
With a run to the right side. That'll bring up 3rd down.
So that'll be
we have
third of my goal.
We have a comment down.
Official timeout.
Might be Jamarian McCoy. I can't
read the number.
I can't quite. No, McCoy is over here.
Yeah, he's up.
He's up. It was number 50 rather that's Kevon McCray. I was just looking through some of my statistics from yesteryear. Always like to work in the words yesteryear into a broadcast, but
back when they had 8 tracks and record players and that such.
This is going to be, should this margin of victory stay, one of the worst defeats in the history of the series between these two teams, and it may be the worst. The biggest margin of loss I can find is about 30 points, 25 or 30 points. 36-0. Manchek straight forward. He's in. Touchdown, West Stanley Colts.
Touchdown, Colts.
There's a little bit of pushing and shoving there.
So 42-0. Once we kick the extra point, once the 2-point conversion attempt happens, and West Stanley, whatever happens, and after the kickoff, we will have a running clock after that. We referring to all of us here operating said gate. North might have jumped again. And the clock is already running, so.
Penalties against West Stanley. So let's do this over again.
Oh, the penalties against West Stanley.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I honestly thought it was against North, but. So I believe we have a West Stanley timeout with 6:45 left to go. We'll be back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. So we will have an extra point attempt. It looks like as Jaime Jaramillo, the freshman, will get an extra point attempt.
We get to look at the kicking game here.
From the 15. Snaps a little low, and this kick is going to be short.
Kick is up. No good. Your score.
So with 6:27 left in the fourth, 42-0. We'll be back. Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press, Brian Carter, Carter Video Services.
Yeah, during the break there, Charles, we had a little battle of the bands.
Battle of the bands going on. I think they were playing the same song too.
Man, they're shaking the rafters.
If I'm not mistaken. I think they were playing Seven Nation Army, if my music skills are worth anything. Kickoff taken at the 28. It's Hogan. Spin move. Ooh, still on his feet. 40. 45's got a little room to the near side and will go down in the hands of his counterpart in terms of returns, Austin Stoker, at the Colt 47.
Oh, excellent spin moves. I think he avoided 3 tackles with that spin move.
I think he did. I think you're absolutely right. So the clock is running with 4:30 left in the ballgame, 42-0. Another run for a loss, just penetration right up the middle.
Christian Barber stopped in the backfield for a loss.
I believe that might have been Cameron. I'm not really sure who 75 is, but I have to check on that number.
Yeah,
but
big 75.
75 made the play, and then, of course,
recovered the fumble.
Hudson was in there as well. Yes, he was.
I think he drew number 52 off. It's probably against the Colts.
False start. Comments.
Nope, comments. Penalties have not been nice to the Comets tonight.
Now that's about the 10th or 11th penalty, if I'm not mistaken. Throws over the middle, incomplete, nearly picked off again by Poole.
Pass incomplete. Intended for number 21, Clayton Shue.
Brings up 3rd down and 18 with 3 minutes left. We will have a post-game show. We will have our players possibly of the week. Three wide receivers to the far side of the field. Throw is a one-on-one battle. Nice catch by, I believe that was Quarles, down to the 35.
Yeah, number 3.
Josiah Quarles has done a good job in this game.
He almost didn't come down with it, Charles. It bobbled. He bobbled it a while, but he held on to it.
20-yard gain and a first down, and the passing yards have been starting to add up, but just unable to run the football. Looking to throw again near side, and it's incomplete.
Number 11, Luke.
Just out of the reach of Benfield.
Intended for number 14, Joseph Benfield.
It brings up 2nd down and 10 with 2 minutes left. Shaver in this game is 13 for 25 for 124 yards, but the ground game is lost. It has 25 negative net yards.
Negative, that's not good.
This pass is complete to around the 30-yard line.
And we have a flag.
There's a penalty marker sitting right next to him. Shue with the catch, and Shue is up a little slowly. Clock continuing to run with our final 90 seconds. So it's a personal foul against West. Which should move the ball down to around the 15-yard line. The clock is now stopped with 1:09 seconds left. The ball will actually be at the 16. So the Comets have a chance in the final minute here to possibly put one in the end zone. The first time, maybe the first or second time in the game that North has gotten into the red zone. I don't believe they got in earlier. I think they were right outside of it.
North, they're taking their time here.
Well, there's a conversation going on the sideline with Wes Stanley and the head coach. That's what I was watching. Because North had lined up to run a play, and then one of the West players was just walking right past him like he wasn't, like, you know, I don't know what he was thinking. Like, he was just walking past.
Coach Morton wants some clarification.
And that's exactly what's going on. So I'll look back a little later at these stats. I believe this is going to be the biggest win numerically for West Stanley in the series with North.
Out of all 57 outings.
Out of all 57 games, yes.
And Coach Morton, well, okay, they have clarified that for Coach Morton.
Yeah, the biggest loss I can see for North Stanley to West would have been in 1981. They lost 37-7. They lost 42-12 in the year 2000. They lost a couple of losses above 29. 30 is the biggest loss I can see. So 42-0 would be the biggest loss in the series.
I mean, that's a record they definitely don't want.
One-on-one ball this time battled for and falls incomplete. Nice job by Will Barbie.
Good coverage. I mean, that could have been close to interference, but
breaking
they got there right at the same time.
That brings up second down and 10. Timeout, Comets.
And the Comets will take a timeout with 47.1 seconds left. We'll take one and be right back. Back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. North Stanley called a timeout. Second down from the 16. Clock is stopped with 47.1 seconds left.
And like you said, Charles, during the break, it's like if they could just get 7 points up, 6 points something.
They just want to avoid that shutout.
They don't want that record.
Because it would also be back-to-back shutouts for the first time in many years as well. Fakes one way, looks the other way, complete to Barber. Barber's down around the 7, maybe 6-yard line.
Pass complete to number 28, Christian Barber.
Clock continues to run. Just under 30 seconds to go in this contest.
It'll be third down and about 2. Quick snap. I don't know if Shaver was ready for it. Rolling to his right, throws, and is broken up.
Almost intercepted.
And in the final 15 seconds, brings up fourth down and 2.
Yeah, Austin Stoker almost had a pick.
And North Stanley is going to let the clock run out. So we have reached the end of our game. North Stanley and West Stanley. The West Stanley Colts will improve to 3-0 on the season. The Comets fall to 0-3. We will be back with the postgame show and our player of the week and our head coach interview. He's Brian Carter most of the time. I'm Charles Curcio all the time. And we are Stanley County Monday Night Football. We're here on the postgame show on Stanley County Monday Night Football with our co-players of the game representing the defense, Alvin Hutchinson and Gavin Hudson. Alvin, let's talk a little bit first. Talk a little bit about the fumble recovery and what you saw on that play.
I mean, well, I just ran through there. The guard didn't touch me, and then I just like, it's mine. Once it hit the ground, I was like, that's mine.
Well, you know, and this team defense started with a touchdown. Talk a little bit about that play as well.
We just took what the offense gave us, man. Like, whatever they gave us, we just capitalized on it. That's what we did all night.
Why do you think are some of the reasons this team's defense has been so good this season?
Coach Priest is personal. Like, a lot of teams did us dirty in the past couple of years, so it's like it's time for us to get our get back. So.
3-0. You go to Wheatmore, a tough game coming up. You know, you played them last year in the playoffs. What do you do to keep this kind of going?
So we practice hard every day. We practice hard. We get it hard in the weight room. We keep dominating. We got this.
Sounds good. Gavin, let's talk a little about what you sort of saw from your position, what you were able to do tonight defensively.
Just playing middle backer. They have a strong running back, a power back, and he was good on the ground. The short pass game was good. The long pass game didn't work out for him, but we capitalized on the run and we shut it down.
Well, and the pressure up the middle too, especially a couple of times, big stops right in the middle of that defense.
Yes, sir. We got a good front, Alvin and Jamarcus, and we got some good defensive ends and linebacker core, and we're just gonna keep pounding it.
You had 16 tackles last week against Southwestern Randolph, a bunch tonight. I lost count at some point. Talk a little bit about what it means to be able to put a shutout up on the board, especially in a county game, and to move to 2-0 in the county series.
It's great. It's a team sport. Obviously, we're capitalizing as a team. We're playing good together, and we're just putting it at him. Yes, sir.
At Wheatmore next week, what's important this week to keep the pressure on, keep it moving forward for West?
Just keep the momentum rolling. At practice, just keep everything the same. We keep slick practices. We're slicking, whatever you want to call it, but we're just
I think I know the word you're talking about.
Yeah, we run through it very well. We're a good team together. We definitely don't have the numbers. We don't have a ton of people, but we play good for what we got.
There you go, our players of the week, Alvin Hutchinson and Gavin Hudson. We'll be back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. Back on the Post Game Show on Stanley County Monday Night Football with Brett Morton, West Stanley head coach. Coach, 42-0, the shutout, first shutout since you were a junior. We just said since you were a junior in high school in 2002, first West shutout of North. It's hard to put many more superlatives on this defense from tonight. What stands out the most for you?
I mean, they got after it from the word go. They held their running game in check. We forced them to throw the ball. I mean, they made big play after big play. So, I mean, they really played a really good game 3 weeks in a row now. I mean, one touchdown the first game, one touchdown the second game, and none. I mean, shutouts are great when you leave a goose egg on the board.
And there were two chances where that shutout was really threatened, and West's defense held both times.
Big fourth down stop coming out of the half there at the end of the game. I mean, they stood up when they needed to stand up, and the rest was, I mean, it was a slobber knocker in between the tackles.
And offensively, a solid night. There was no breakout big plays, but collectively, just sort of en masse, you were just able to move the football when you needed to.
Yeah, I mean, we took what they gave us. They decided they were going to take away our outside running game, especially coming out in the second half. We decided we wanted to try to establish running inside some. We got off the ball, got some movement. We were able to run it inside. A passing game was huge tonight between Manshak and Will Barbie and Brack and Jordan in the passing game. It was they did a good job. So, we can throw the ball too sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Manshak had a good night through the air as well.
Yeah, I mean, he did. He picked and chose his targets well.
42-point win, the biggest in the series for a West team over North. 2-0 in the county, more importantly, I would suppose. 3-0 overall. How important is this win for your season?
I mean, it means we're 3-0. It means we're 2-0 in the county. It means we're moving forward in the Wheatmore next week. We've got some momentum. So, I mean, it's good to get this win and keep moving forward.
Thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be back on Stanley County Monday Night Football. So our final score tonight, West Stanley 42, North Stanley nothing. We will be back next week on Stanley County Monday Night Football. We will be at South Stanley at K.L. Young Memorial Stadium as the Rebel Bulls, who are off this week, will be hosting the Mount Pleasant Tigers, and we'll get to see our first look this season at great quarterback Jacquez Cook and the high-powered offense of the Rebel Bulls. For my partner Brian Carter of Carter Video Services, I'm Charles Curcio, Stanley News and Press. People, remember, it is September, is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Please give all you can. Hashtag My Little Team Tate and Brave Bryn. Please do not forget those little kids, folks. Good night.
Football is a 20th century technological struggle.
And what I seen was this whole raft of people a-setting on these two banks and looking at one another across this pretty little green cow pasture.
Football has hitting, clipping, spearing, blocking, punting, late hitting, unnecessary